Okay, this should be a significant improvement from the last time I posted. So I've been going through the garage little by little. I haven't done anything to the car yet because it's one of those things where you haven't done anything in the shop for several years, and all of a sudden you realize there's all these little things that you have to do, and then you organize, and you find more stuff that has to get done, and then you try to get other projects out of the way so that you can focus more on this one. So I can actually walk around the car now. I got the back of the car on skates. Uh, got some of the parts organized, threw up a cheap pegboard real quick so I could get some stuff off the ground. Because right now I don't have a really workbench because I keep putting a bunch of stuff on it. So what I've kind of done now is organized a little bit of, basically this shelf is all car parts for this car specifically, and then there's some fluids that kind of go back and forth. And you can see some of the stuff I'm gonna have to deal with, like these original exhaust manifolds that apparently this one wasn't supposed to come on a 65 Impala, but it did, so I have a hard time finding them. See if I can get them refinished, whatnot. And then, the heads, intakes under there, push rods, lifters, valve covers, a bunch of random takeoff stuff, notes, receipts, a battery that's so dead the charger wouldn't even recognize it. And then I've just kind of stacked everything else up. And of course, when you haven't touched these things for a while, you remember that you ordered 2 water pumps. One of them was wrong, and now you're way past the return window, so that's awesome. Air cleaner, power steering hose, a lot of dusty things. Also worked on getting some new lighting installed, kind of playing around with it. I put way too much in one spot, so now I'm going to go with this double light every other stud and stretch it out and take up twice the spot. So, and then here's my what's going to go into the car next workbench. So I've already put the rear coil springs on. This is a set of front coil springs, and obviously that's the drum assembly plus the tie rod for the front passenger side. So like I said, the next portion is going to be fuel, everything under the car. So fuel, brakes, suspension. Not doing a whole lot of suspension stuff, just really a front end kit, upper lower ball joint mounts, bushings, new tie rod ends, all that kind of stuff. The new gas tank's already in. And then obviously I don't remember what fuel system it has, either the 5/16 or the 3/8. I'd ordered both. And of course, again, I'm past the return window, so now I own both of them. I don't know what I'll do with the other one, but we'll get that figured out. I did do stainless steel brake lines, probably unnecessary, but whatever. So I think what the next thing I'm going to start on is I'll end up pulling the upper and lower control arms, getting those bushings put in. Then I'll match up as best I can uh, all the length of the tie rods and all those little things when I put it back together. Another quick thing, you can tell me if I'm dumb or not. So basically, for about 6 months after I got the top end put down, I'd come out here every month and throw a layer of marbled Mr. Oil in the top end of the engine since it's pretty much completely unsealed. I put a new timing chain in it, pulled the cam out, all that kind of stuff a few years ago. When I put it all back in, I put the moly base assembly paste in there so it wouldn't just wash off. And then, yeah, so you can kind of see there's really no surface rust or anything like that. Like it's probably, I'd say a third of the crankcase now is probably marbled Mr. Oil. So, I'll have to keep that in mind. But it's another reason why I've kind of not moved the car, and I haven't really, like you can see how dusty and dirty the car is. I haven't wanted to stir up any of that and get anything into that engine unnecessarily. So it's probably where I'm gonna get everything underneath the car done, put the front wheels on dollies or the little skate things, and then I'll push it out, clean the outside real good, clean the interior of the engine bay without stirring up all that dust, then put everything back together under the hood. But I still have to, fill the tranny, change the fluid, all that kind of stuff. The rear end was pretty much done. I did that a few years ago. So, but now that I found the keys, we can actually get to work on this thing, and I'm almost in a spot with the garage where I can actually get started. But if you all think I'm headed in the wrong direction, with my clan, let me know. But yeah, I'm looking to probably in the next 3 months, I'd like to have this thing back up on the road, all up around, because I think this year is a good year. Because Uncle Ted, he's going to be 93 or 94 this year. He's still up and at him every single day, and I'd love to take this thing back up there and let him drive it, or at least ride in it, and just relive some memories of him and Aunt Pat and that kind of thing. Well, I didn't get to show you from the driver's side earlier because there was so much stuff blocking it. Again, some of it's just really dirty, but it's like, it's in real good shape. Definitely need a deep clean on the seats, and the little belting has popped out on here. No real fixing that. But, yeah. And of course, I did find this hilarious when I pulled the back seat. This is all the stuff that's been in here since 1965, which, to tell the truth, ain't that bad for raising 2 kids and, go get her every day. We got the old ashtray. It's super important. Might actually be something in there. So.